It is true that in addition to the 5 doorkeepers, the ushers, and the valets de chambre, adjutants superiors, adjutants of the grand marshal, and adjutants of the palace kept up a continual watch. But little by little their number was reduced within surprising limits. Under the consulate there were at first 12 officers, from the rank of chief of brigade down to that of captain, who had the title of adjutants superiors. There were still 12 adjutants superiors to be found in the year 7, 3 generals, 6 colonels, 2 chefs de bataillon, and 1 captain. But when the empire came, these 12 were dispersed among the different palaces as governors or under governors, and those who remained in service did not exceed 4 in number. In 1807, they received the title of adjoint du palais, and disappeared in 1808 to be replaced by 2 marshals of the lodgings and 4 quartermasters of the palace. To the adjoint and to the quartermasters are to be added the governor of the palace, whose duties were almost honorary, and the sous-governor. When the place was filled up, and the adjutant, and we have the entire body to whom the emperor confided the safety of his person. All these were men of extreme trustworthiness of the 2 adjoints of the grand marshal, who possessed the rank of colonel. One, Reynaud, was an exceptional soldier of unequaled bravery, covered with wounds, who had made all of Bonaparte's campaigns, and who, having risen to the rank of general and having been sent to Spain, had the bad luck in 1811 to be taken by the insurgents. The other, Clément, beginning life in 1782, was a private in the regiment of Neustrie, had been promoted by the first consul to the staff of Dessay at the same time as Savary and Rat. His duties at the palace did not prevent him from having his thigh broken by a bullet. In the campaign of 1805, he was a Republican, self-made man, agreeable, polished, and well brought up, and like Reynaud, absolutely devoted to the emperor. Philippe de Ségur, who, both as a general and as a writer, deserves a special notice in the history of these times, was appointed in 1802. He had the rank of captain. The first consul had him summoned to St. Cloud. "Citizen Ségur," said he to him, "I have placed you on my special staff. Your duty will be to command the guard which keeps watch over me. You see the confidence which I place in you. You will warrant it. Your merit and your talents promise you rapid promotion." Ségur, who was already devoted to Bonaparte and had joined the Hussars as a volunteer in the campaign of 1800, whose father, among the first to come over, was conseiller d'etat under the new form of government till he received the appointment of Grand Master of the Ceremonies, was both astonished and overwhelmed by his confidence, and to his last hours he deserved it. The 4th adjoint of the Grand Marshal was named Tascher, a cousin of Josephine, and although the emperor had no great opinion of him in 5 years, 1803 to 1808, he made him pass through all the ranks to that of chef de bataillon. In sending him to Joseph, who took him for aide-de-camp, he wrote that he may get practice in training, become good for something. We know not if he profited by the lesson, but he got on colonel in 1808, count of the empire in 1810, general brigade in 1814. He succeeded in everything, for if his empress cousin failed him in France, he had in Spain married a Clary, and that could not fail to give him a social standing. Having therefore been slighted, he attached himself warmly to the Bourbons, but enjoyed their favor for a short time, only having died of illness at the beginning of 1816. The governor of the Tuileries was changed too often to gain complete authority. Caffarelli was the first, but he became Minister of War and of the fleet in Italy. Fleurier was the next, but he received it as a sort of retirement after his unfortunate tenure of office as the Intendant General. The last was Darville, who on the occasion of the divorce had just relinquished the post of Chevalier d'Honneur to Josephine, and in the sinecure of the Tuileries protected him from his important creditors, gave himself as little trouble as possible. The brave sous-governor, General Masson, performed his duties for so short a time. Although appointed on the 29th Brumaire, year 8, he went through the campaign of 1806, was summoned by the emperor to undertake the governor of Leipzig, and died there of putrid fever on October 28th, 1806. He was not replaced as sous-governor at the Tuileries, where the whole of the responsibility devolved on the adjutant, Augustin Orgueil, a remarkable person who, during 47 years of military service, may perhaps have seen fire during riots in Paris, but never went on a campaign, a chasseur in Hainaut. In 1768, then a garde cheval in Paris, he entered in 1789. The paid Garde Parisienne was lieutenant of the 1st Battalion of Light Infantry. In 1792, captain of the squadron of cavalry of the Department of the Oise. In 1793, captain of the guides of the Army of the Interior in the year 4 and the year 5. Then captain of the Garde Cheval of the Directory, he passed into the Garde Consul, where he was promoted to be chef d'escadron and appointed adjutant superior. The 15th Germinal, year 9. From that time he was attached to the Palace of the Tuileries, which he did not leave till August 27, 1815, and then only to die 2 months later. Augie was, therefore, the ruling spirit, and it was he who really was the commandant of the Tuileries from 1804 to 1814. From July 18, 1808, he was assisted by 4 furriers of the Palace de Champs, Bayonne, Picot, and Emery, who all came from the Gendarmerie d'Elite, where they were lieutenants to quartermasters. They had all 4 earned decorations for their good services, and had proved by their devotion that they were worthy of their distinctions. During the day, adjutants, adjoints, and furriers made frequent rounds in the uninhabited parts of the palace. They did not go, however, into the appartement ordinaire, which the officers on duty sufficed to guard. It might be supposed that the latter were not called on for active service, but this would not be true. In the year 11, a man in private dress entered the first antechamber, questioned by the officer on duty, a captain of the voltigeur, as to why he kept his hat on. He suddenly drew from under his greatcoat a saber, with which he attempted to kill the officer. The latter put himself in an attitude of defense and pinned the madman against the wall. Those in the neighboring rooms rushed in hastily and recognized the man as an old quartermaster of the guides, to whom some injustice had been done, and who, mad with exasperation, had come with the intention of killing the first consul. He was taken care of and cured. The matter was hushed up, and Bonaparte settled the pension on his would-be assassin.